Hello my beautiful friends and welcome to Tailor Made Beauty by Kris. Look what finally arrived. Yes, it was my order from Pat McGrath for the new Skin Fetish Sublime skin line. And what I got was the foundation, the primer, and the setting powder. This took so long to get to me, but apparently they were overwhelmed with the demand. And this video is going to be a multi-day test of this, and I'm going to start here to day one. Normally, when I do foundation testing, I do a day without primer, at least no primer on half of my face. But because this system from Pat McGrath comes with a primer, I am going to use this primer, and I'm debating whether I'm going to say only this primer. I'll use this primer today. We'll see how it goes. So the primer, just looking at my notes over here, has hyaluronic acid. It says it's a perfecting primer that smooths, hydrates, and blurs with sublime silken effects that ensure a flawless canvas and makeup application that lasts. Okay, and it is 1 ounce. That's what the packaging looks like, and it is $60. Now the Pat McGrath website ran a deal for the full package. I think the full package is $150 for all three, but then I had a coupon code for 15% off, so I did get all three for $135. And we'll see here that if you buy them individually, that comes to $188. So I did save some money there. And I did see somebody complaining, yes, really for 60 bucks we couldn't get a label that actually fits around the bottle and you couldn't put it down all the way. It does feel pretty cheap packaging. That's really a cheap plastic cover. All right, and let's see, for application, it's a water-based formula that enhances the foundation's wear and leaves behind a silky soft cloud of matte moisture. All right, so we will do, let's try 1 pump. It is a thick lotion. So I'm just going to apply, starting with my nose and my chin, right? So I'm hitting the pores around my nose and chin because that's where my foundation likes to wear off. And then my forehead for my fine lines and levens up there. I gotta say, I really like the feel of this primer. It does feel moisturizing, but it also has, you know, some substance to it. It goes on really nicely. There is a bit of a scent, a little florally, not overwhelming, but if you're very sensitive to that, you might want to rethink this product. Okay. I gotta say, just for a primer, I like that. I don't know if I like it $60 worth, but let's see. Now the foundation, the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection foundation, says what? I clicked on how to use it. Shoot. Let's talk about the contents of it tomorrow because I didn't print the right piece of paper. But it does say, let's talk about how they tell you to put it on. And before I go on with that, I am 51. I have normal skin right now. Normal's dry in the wintertime, but it's summer, so it's normal. And it says to either use your fingertips or a brush. So it does not say anything about a beauty blender. So I like fingers. Let's do fingers today. All right, so this packaging feels a little nicer. It has it's a good heavyweight glass bottle, frosted glass. I am trying this in shade 9. This top is much nicer. Look at the gold trim and the ribs on there. It's much nicer than the primer. This foundation, it's 1.18 ounces for $68. And I am trying shade light medium 9. So it does say to put a few weightless drops. Oh yeah, okay, I will say weightless, yep. And pretty runny, as you see it start to go there. This is supposed to give medium coverage. And put on the back of hand, dot onto cheeks and forehead and nose with fingertips. So, cheeks, forehead, nose. I will also do chin. And blend from the center of your face, move outward, patting and pressing for a blurred effect. Given how liquidy this is, this does not surprise me that it has not set up already. Okay, I feel like I'm going to need more in the center of my face, but I still have plenty left. Oops, did not mean to get up under my eye with that. I will say that, again, very slight scent, kind of florally, not strong, very, very slight, at least to my nose. And now with that, I'm going to pick up some more and do the outer part of my cheek here. It is going on really nicely with fingers. You know, I love a foundation that I can do with my fingers, because you know, you never forget your fingers when you travel. If your fingers are dirty, they're very easy to wash. I'm just pressing it in around my nose. And okay, my first impressions here that this does give, I'm going to say yes to good medium coverage. Give me a second. I have a 7X mirror on my mirror here. Let me take a peek. All right, so no, there's no magic happening here. It's not like, oh my gosh, my skin looks like it did 25 years ago. I don't think any of us actually believe that it's going to blur out everything. But I will say that it does not appear to be emphasizing any pores or fine lines. And I like the look of it. All right, I'm a little surprised because I was looking at some of the early feedback on this foundation and there's not a lot of love going on quite yet for this foundation, but we all have different skin textures. So, and you know, I'm just putting it on right now, so I'm pleasantly surprised at this point. And here is the setting powder. $55 for 1 ounce. It says it is a brilliantly buildable, ultra weightless luxe setting powder that imparts radiant perfection in 5 shades, formulated to match any skin tone. Highlighted ingredients: amino acid treated powder ensures true color performance even through sweat and sebum. Ooh. Sebum, not something you hear in marketing descriptions a whole lot. With high water repellency, improves slip, enhanced feel, better skin adhesion, and improved payoff. For what? I'm assuming foundation, but they don't say for your foundation. Lighter than air, proprietary, why is this so hard to say? proprietary powder blend, an ultralight pure powder blend that gives barely there feel on skin with a unique sensorial application. Okay, no parabens, less than 1% of synthetic fragrances. So, okay, lots of marketing speak and promises. So let's open it up. Again, this packaging seems really nice. It seems much nicer than the primer. All right, it's this lid is back to being cheap plastic. Okay, not impressed with that. It's sealed here. Oh, okay. When I just pulled it off, oh my gosh, look, can you see how much product came through the little filter? Okay, that's a letdown. If you're spending $55 for an ounce of powder, really, it's got to look like that when you open it? That's a disappointment, and I certainly don't want to put that much powder on. I can tell it is super finely milled. I mean, super, super finely. I have some Sicily powder that's supposed to be finely milled, and this, oh my gosh, I mean, look at that. You can see it is very finely milled. I tried to pick up just the smallest amount with my brush, and I got a boatload. All right, here we go. Let's set this foundation. Okay, I will agree that it does feel like, what did they say, butterfly wings? No, they didn't say that. I said that. But it is really nice, okay? So, C- on the packaging, but the powder itself is lovely, okay? And is giving it a really nice finish. I'm going to zoom in closely so you can see this. There is a really close-up look. I am going to go finish my makeup and let you know how it feels in about 15 minutes, and then I'll check in with you at the end of the day. Oh my gosh, this is such a pretty foundation. I mean, I know I just put it on, but you know, it never made sense to me when people talk about a comfortable foundation, but I gotta say, this is a comfortable foundation. It feels comfortable on my skin. It's a little moisturizing. It's not drying, but it doesn't feel goopy. I set it with the Huda Beauty Resting Boss Face setting spray because I do not find this drying on my skin. I know some people do. And I gotta say that with the finish, it's so pretty. I did not use finishing powder today. It didn't feel like I needed it. So I'll be curious how that plays out the rest of this day. I will check back in with you in, 8 to 10 hours. Well, it's been almost 8 hours, and I needed to check in with you because I am headed out with some friends tonight, and I absolutely have to fix my makeup. Maybe this was operator error today. I will say a couple hours after I put it on, my chin was feeling really dry. That may have been the Huda Beauty setting spray. I haven't had that issue with other foundations. And I'm going to see if I can get you zoomed in. It's totally breaking up and is worn off on the side of my nose from where my sunglasses were. And I got a little something on my chin earlier today, and I went to wipe it off. And then, okay, do you own a 10X mirror? Maybe it is a huge mistake to own a 10X mirror. But then I looked in the 10X mirror, and I could totally see where the washcloth had smeared through the foundation, and I didn't even press that hard. So I'm thinking maybe not using a finishing powder was a mistake. Anyway, let me get you zoomed in. All right, you're nice and close. Hopefully that showed up on camera. I will say, you know, from an appropriate distance, a few feet, it still looks really pretty, except where it got rubbed off with a washcloth. We're going to try it again tomorrow. Well, honestly, I'm torn. If I look at this in just a regular mirror from, you know, 2 or 3 feet, like you'd be away from somebody, it looks good. I still really like how it looks. I will say it's completely gone from my chin, but I've been editing for the last couple of hours, and I do a lot of this when I'm editing, so it's completely gone off my chin, which doesn't surprise me. But when I look in the dreaded 10x mirror, it's kind of a train wreck. So once again, I'm going to try to zoom you in. I know this doesn't always work. I'm going to try so that you can see. And there we are. I'm hoping it shows up on camera, how it's collecting there, a little bit over here. So I do think it helped to use finishing powder and the Urban Decay All-Nighter setting spray, which means tomorrow I need to do one or the other, but not both. I'll sleep on it and we'll get back together tomorrow morning. Here we are at day 3, and I am feeling kind of frustrated. I really love this foundation, but the wear issue is really bugging me. So today, again, I'm going to change more than one variable, but I'm going to try to control it. So I'm going to prime half of my face with the Pat McGrath primer. I'm going to prime the other half with the Maybelline Master Blur Stick. This performed pretty well when I did my primer testing. I'll link that video down in the description. And then today I'm going to apply with a brush. Let's get on with that. Well, I do think it has applied a little bit better with a brush. I am not an expert at applying foundation with a brush. I really don't do that very often. I am seeing a few spots where I want to build up a little more coverage, so I'm going to try to get half a pump. And I am going to build up some more on my chin, because we all know that that's a problem area for me. And get my cheeks, apples of my cheeks a little bit more. I've got some redness there. So I have a little 7x mirror here, and when I'm looking in that, yes, I think the brush has done a much nicer job of applying it. So again today I will set with the setting powder from Pat McGrath. I'm going to go finish up and I'll be right back. I have finished up my makeup, and again today I set with the Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray and finished with the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Compressed Powder. And I think that the brush really did a much nicer job of applying the foundation. So let's see if we get a difference in how it wears between the two primers today. I'll check in with you later on. It's been a little over 8 hours since I put the makeup on, and I just spent a lot of time looking at it in my 10x mirror upstairs. I will say that the Master Blur Stick side is faring better than the, what is this, Fetish Sublime Perfection primer. I'm not going to try to zoom in, I will just tell you that right here, I must have rubbed my nose at some point during the day, and there is just a patch that's completely rubbed off there. I don't know how this could have gone through testing, and they didn't figure out that if you use their primer with their foundation, the stuff just wipes off. Having said that, I think the Master Blur Stick side looks better. The pores look just a little bit better on this side. So I think tomorrow, which will be day 4 of this testing, I'm going to try a couple other primers and just give up on this primer with this foundation. See you tomorrow. In hopefully a last-ditch effort to make this foundation really shine, because truth be told, I am really loving it. And I would love it if I could get it to be an 8-hour foundation, not just kind of a special occasion, evening type foundation. So today I have primed the right side of my face with the Tarte base tape, and the left with the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizer. We'll see how this does today. And even though the directions say to use either fingers or brush, I am going to try Beauty Blender on half and the Clarisonic brush on the other half. I did have much better luck yesterday with the blush application than finger, so let's give this a try today. I'm going to dot the foundation where I want it on the brush side, and then get to work with that. Once again, the brush does a really nice job. I have never had very good success with the Clarisonic brush, but when I look over here in my little 7X mirror, it looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and try Beauty Blender now on this side. Okay, and now I've gotten, oh, a little hair there, gotten it applied with a Beauty Blender, and it's not as nice as the brush side, but I think it's better than the finger side, so I'm not quite sure what Pat's got against Beauty Blenders. Once again, I'll go finish up and come back. Well, I'm done with all my makeup, and once again today I did use the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray and the It Bye Bye Pores compressed finishing powder, and once again it looks lovely. I think it's so pretty on the skin. It's my skin but better. Honestly, this is heading into kind of holy grail territory if I could just get the wear issue figured out. So let's see what the primers do today. See you in about 8 hours. Well, it's been 9 hours since I put on my foundation this morning, and I gotta say the Smashbox Pore Minimizer is not the primer for this foundation. It's completely broken up and splotchy and awful looking. The Tarte base tape, not too bad. This might be one that works. Before I keep going with my conclusion, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Ring that bell so you get notified when I post. Okay, back to it. I really like this foundation, even though I'm having a terrible time with it. It's so pretty and it feels great and I like it. I am going to keep trying different primers with it, but I'm not going to subject you because this video would end up being an hour and a half long and nobody would watch it. I'm also probably going to try this primer with other foundations. Like I said, this primer felt good. It's just these two were not good together. And, excuse me, the setting powder is in my bathroom, I think, right now. But the setting powder was not bad. It, like I said, it's super finely milled. So when you compare it to what Sicily costs, which I think is right around $100, it's a bargain compared to that. But other setting powders, maybe not so much. So I'm neutral on this. And leave me comments below if you want me to do a little update on did the primer work with other foundations, what primer finally worked to make this one totally worth it. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Have a really fabulous day.